For more, we're joined now by Yavuz Baydar. He's a journalist and blogger with the independent news site Mediapart. Good to have you with us on the programme this morning. Firstly, tell us just what exactly is at stake in these elections. Why are they being so closely watched?
Certainly, this is the final showdown, let's say, after the upset for the opposition last May elections, presidential and parliamentary elections, which ended with the great trauma for the opposition and opposition voters who had high hopes about the change. And this one is the final one before the next elections due in 2028. Therefore, this one is described as a massive public survey, in a way, to see where the Turkish society, the voters, Turks and Kurds and others, Turkish citizens want to see or has been seeing Turkey as it is today, crisis-ridden as it is, deeply, and how they want to see the future. Therefore, Istanbul is at its epicenter because it's about 1/3 of the gross domestic product, about half of the trade, exports and imports. Therefore, it is important for the contenders, those in the race, especially Mr. Erdogan, whose birthplace as political actor was Istanbul in 1994. He wants to take it back, reconquer it, and therefore, thereafter, get rid of all the hurdles before he sets and finalizes his project as in Turkey as a hardcore autocratic one-man rule. Therefore, it is highly symbolic, highly consequential, and very important to see how the voters will see the current situation in Turkey.
Yeah, and some observers say that Erdogan appears to be obsessed with recapturing the mayoral office in Istanbul. Would a win for the opposition there really set the country in a new direction, do you believe?
Well, this is, after all, local elections. But especially in Istanbul, Mr. Ekrem Imamoglu, current mayor, is emerged as the last hope or final hope for the opposition to bring about some change. But he has an uphill battle, even if he wins, because thereafter there will be certain challenges. For example, his party, CHP, is in turmoil with various fractions fighting against each other still. There are rumors that some fractions will work against him in tomorrow's election. Also, there is a challenge, especially for him to face what to do with the Kurdish movement, the DEM party, which is the high force with 6+ million voters nationwide, and the challenge for both Erdogan and also for the opposition, its leader, let's say Ekrem İmamoğlu, is how to handle that. So chances are, as realistically speaking, objectively speaking, rather slim for Ekrem İmamoğlu, but a win will naturally keep the hopes, the flame of hopes high for the opposition, even if the next elections are due after about 4 years.
Yeah, and does this vote on Sunday essentially set the stage for the presidential election 2028?
It can be said so, yes. But again, even if İmamoğlu wins, there will be hardship expected because that will frustrate Erdogan deeply, and a frustrated Erdogan can set on certain mechanisms to block, to paralyze the mayor, because Turkey has become ultra-centralistic state after the referendum in 2017, when the super presidential political management was introduced. So Erdogan holds the tools, so to speak, asymmetrically vis-a-vis the opposition as a whole. Therefore, the Kurdish movement also, the voters, very crucial in Istanbul to define the outcome, are also facing a dilemma, because some of them see Erdogan still holding power as he is, potential counterpart to deal with the peace talks and a solution for the Kurdish process. For Ekrem Imamoglu and the centralistic center main opposition, CHP, it is a longer shot, let's say. Therefore, the Kurdish vote in Istanbul will be crucial and more defining than any other vote about Turkey's future course up until 2028.
Just finally, Yavuz, before you go, tell us a little bit about the campaign. What have been the main concerns of voters?
Well, one of the changes, as we saw since May elections, within these 10 months, showed immense fatigue amongst the voters. Even those who vote for the AKP, for the power, those were disgruntled because of the economic crisis, inflation at least about 70% officially. And also, especially pension holders are disgruntled and rather undecided, or in a protest mood. Therefore, it is clear, up until last week, that we have seen 20% undecided and protest voters. The campaign circled around names rather than the issues. Very few candidates nationwide touched the crucial subjects as environmental policies, unemployment, inflation, etc. Rather than it became a horse race, so to speak, between certain names X, Y, Z. That's why there is now sort of an expectation or guess that turnout might be lower than the turnout in last May, which was about 80-85%. It could be lower. We shall see tomorrow how it turns out.
Okay, Yavuz, thank you so much for joining us on the programme. We'll have to leave it there. That